And action.
How you doing today, Erin?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing all right. Well, my name is Ryan, and I'm a part of Mr. Booker's offender counseling class. And today we're going to do a little bit of a counseling session. Anything that you say will stay between the three of us. You are being recorded. I'm not a professional, so there is no guaranteed confidentiality. So I just wanted you to know that before we started.
Okay.
All right. That being said, why did you come in? What did you want to talk to me today about?
Well, I'm graduating in December, and I just wanted to talk to somebody about my future.
Okay. All right. So you're graduating in December. What's your major?
Criminal justice.
All right. Your major's in criminal justice. And how have your grades been throughout the?
Well, my freshman year, my first semester freshman year, they were pretty good, and then I got into the harder core classes that I do not enjoy at all.
Okay.
And so they dropped a little bit. I lost my hope. But then next semester I got it back, and I got a 3.2 now. So doing pretty good.
So you're doing pretty good. All right. Well, okay. So what happened between your freshman year and your sophomore year? Just the classes were just harder?
That, and I didn't start drinking until my 19th birthday, literally my 19th birthday. And so got a little out of hand for a semester or two, and so I finally straightened out and got back on track, and so doing good.
That's good. I mean, at least you didn't fall too far off to the wayside. You still managed to have this 3.2 now, and
yeah,
you got it back together. So that's pretty good. All right. So with this criminal justice degree, you're about to graduate. What exactly do you want to do with it?
I'm not sure at all. Actually, I want to do, of course, I want to be in a federal agency because I want to get the benefits, but I also want to do something investigative with that. And organized crime, I love to do stuff with organized crime because I really enjoy that class. So hopefully I'll find something in that area with a federal agency. But I know I've got to get experience first, so probably I'll be with a police department somewhere until I can get enough experience.
So you're going to be a cop first. So you got
Probably.
a plan.
That's what it's looking at right
Okay.
now.
So I really don't know what federal agencies as far as investigations of organized crime. Do you know?
The Labor Department.
The
Labor Department. They have to do a lot with like Medicaid and Medicare fraud and stuff like that. Because now there's a lot of organized crime with those. They're figuring out how to get the money from those. And so I've actually met a man about 2 or 3 months ago who worked with the Labor Department and does that job. And he said that, if there's ever a job come open, he would let me know. So fingers crossed for that, but it doesn't look like it with all the budget cuts.
Right, because I know there's some agencies that are like hiring freezes and stuff like that. Like they're not hiring anybody. They're firing people, but they're not hiring anybody. Things like that. So that's something to keep in mind. So okay, so it sounds like you got somewhat of a plan set of what you want to do. I'm always a big fan of having backup plans just in case things don't work out. You said you're about to graduate. You also said that they haven't been hiring much. And you know that. So what would you do as a backup?
Well, my backup plan is I've applied to a couple of different departments for just random jobs like a dispatch officer until something better comes along. That way I could just go ahead and get experience while making a little bit of money.
Right. Until
my dream job, whatever that may be at the time, comes second.
Okay.
So actually, I got offered an internship at SeaWorld with security there. So I may do that for February. Yeah. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's they teach you how to do undercover work and dispatch work
I'm sure
and
it's a great internship.
Things like that. And so, and I get in free to Universal and
so there's some perks
stuff like
to doing that
yeah.
too. Okay, so remind me again, where is SeaWorld?
In Orlando.
It's in Orlando. Okay. Is that the only SeaWorld? I feel like there's more than
No,
that.
there's one. I think there's one in California somewhere.
There may be one in Texas too.
I don't know. There's probably one like a lot of places.
Yeah, there may be a whole bunch of them. It may just be like a chain of places. Okay, so you would with this internship, like there's planning that goes into that part of it too, because of course it's in another state, in a brand new city. Would it be a paid internship?
Yes, it's paid.
Okay.
Thank goodness, because I wouldn't do it if it wasn't paid.
Right, I was gonna say, because there's factors, and there's still factors. I mean, when you do get this internship, if you do decide to take it, you gotta find somewhere to live in Orlando.
Well, actually, the housing comes with it. It's $480 a month, but
This is the most awesome internship
I know.
ever.
I know. I'm pretty, and it sounds like we only work for either 5 to 6 days a week, and so we get, of course, a day off. And so, I mean, it's a big city. I've lived in a small town my whole life, so I mean, things to explore.
And you're getting some kind of experience with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see. We've talked about, you know, how your school's been going, and we've talked about, you know, what kind of your future plans are. What kind of got you interested in this criminal justice field in like the first place?
I know this is gonna sound weird, but I read Nancy Drew as a little girl, and I loved it. And I wanted to be a detective, so that inspired me. And I watch CSI and Law and Order, and I know it's not the same at all.
It's really glorified.
But
it's mostly paper.
Oh yeah, but it's just I just want to be able to help people.
Right. So you actually got it's in you that you just really want to help people.
Yeah.
I can understand that because that's pretty much why I'm in the field in the field that I'm in. And I think hopefully a lot of a lot of criminal justice majors are in this field hopefully because they like to help people.
Yeah.
And not,
I would hope so.
And not just to make money because that's scary. We're talking about the kind of work and things that we do.
There's not a lot of money in it.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not gonna get rich, so obviously you're not doing it for that, unless of course you're trying to be a lawyer or something like that.
No, and I'm not trying to go to law school at all. That was a thought at one point, but then I was in a Bible study, and one of the girls said, you know, she had a prayer request for her brother because he has to study at least 4 hours a day for law school, and I was like, no, I'm not studying for 4 hours a day. No, I'm going to study now, really, so.
Yeah, that's true. And like we were talking about earlier, this criminal justice major is kind of easy, and it may be a little bit of a jump from these criminal justice classes to law school. Even though I've never been there, I don't know.
Not that we don't study in our major, but you're doing something you love, so it basically should come natural.
Yeah, and that's what I found too, is that even when I do study, it doesn't really feel like studying. I'm kind of constantly just taking in information just because I like it.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously you have to study a little bit, because you did have a patch where not studying and partying took
it's just, and I was taking classes like biology and I hate science. It was the core classes.
Those core, okay.
So nobody likes those.
But you do great in your major classes, though.
Huh? Oh yeah, I think I've got like a 3.75 in my major.
Yeah, I think I got something ridiculous too like that. Okay, so we've talked about a good few things now. I don't know. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Is there anything that you've been thinking about, or?
Yes, I do. I've actually been polling people some people that I know, and okay, so I have a serious boyfriend. We've been dating for a year this weekend. And this is my longest relationship ever. And I know this internship is a great opportunity, but I also have a chance to get a full-time job at a police department doing dispatch work there. And I would like your opinion on what you would do if you were in my situation.
Well, it would be a little unfair for me to tell you what to do in your situation, because I'm not in your situation. I don't know your boyfriend. I don't know your relationship, how that's working out, and how he would feel. But what I always think to do is you've got a goal in mind. So you don't want to find yourself settling or doing something that's gonna in the long run make you unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because as we were talking about in my interview, I'm kind of in the same kind of predicament. Is that, you know, I've got a relationship that I would like to keep together, but there are also factors that are coming up, and really that's more of a conversation that you're probably gonna need to have a talk with your boyfriend about.
We've talked about it. It's just he's happy for me. We're in a long distance relationship right now. He graduated in May. It was basically the same situation as you, but opposite.
Right.
And he's happy for me that I got it, but he also wants me to be near him because we have been in a relationship, like in long distance relationship for so long. But I mean, I would love to move up there near him, but I don't want to in the future regret that I didn't take this opportunity to do this.
And that's something that you're really gonna have to think about and deal with within yourself. Like, it's kind of harsh and hard to think about it like this, but is it actually worth it to give up such a good opportunity for this relationship that at any point could end? And if you skipped the internship and then y'all broke up in 2 months,
yeah,
you would have skipped you know what I'm saying? You would have skipped the internship for no reason. And I understand how that's a hard situation. I don't think, because I'm not a professional, I don't think I can give you any kind of real advice on that. I can just speak on the fact that I know what you're going through because I know kind of what you're going through because I have a similar situation that I'm dealing with. But as far as telling you how to handle your relationship, I feel like I'm a little underqualified for that.
I was just wanting to know what you would do if you were in my situation. Because
Right.
I think I'm going to do the internship,
Huh.
but I also want to see my relationship work. But I mean, you know, they say like makes the heart grow fonder. You know,
Exactly.
time away makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll work. But
I mean, and y'all have dealt. How long is the internship?
it's only from February to April, so I mean it's not too terribly long.
So it's 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have been apart for how many months now?
Probably 4 or 5.
I mean, in all honesty, what's 3 more months to 4 or 5?
That's what I'm saying, like, if we're going to be together forever, what's 3 months compared to me being unhappy in the future, which could affect... I know that's being selfish, but, I mean, you've got to be selfish at times.
Sometimes you've got the right to be selfish. I mean, you're talking about the rest of your life. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and we're only 22, 23 years old, so...
Exactly. I mean, you know, it's a decision you have to make, and I understand because you've been in this ridiculous, you know, this year-long relationship is the longest relationship you've ever had, so it's like, man, well, you know, I kind of want to keep this thing going. I'm on a roll, but at the same time, you know, there's other things that you know that you have to put, you know, you have to think about when you're dealing with this kind of thing. But again, like I said, I can't really give expert advice as I'm not an expert, but you know. So how did you, speaking of this relationship, how did you meet this guy?
Oh, it was a weird story. I mean, I was in a sorority, and he was in a fraternity, and I went on a date night with one of his fraternity brothers, who was just one of my really good friends, and he went on the date night with one of my other good girlfriends, and we just ended up sitting in the same booth and just started talking, and like, from there, it just went on from there. So, I mean, it was just weird. We met we were on a date with 2 different people. So
when did he graduate? You said he graduated
May.
in May. May that just passed.
Mm-hmm.
And he moved away?
Well, he was here the whole summer. He took classes the whole summer, and then he went back home. And he's actually just became his dad's partner in his mattress business. So, and he's got a pretty stable job, and he's going to be where he is for a while. So it all plays into whether I want to move up there or not.
And have you thought about that? Like,
I mean, I probably will.
You said mattress business. It's not Dalton, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's the carpet capital.
What he does is him and his dad goes to mattress
warehouses.
He has a warehouse.
He has a warehouse.
His dad goes to mattress conventions and gets like prototypes and used mattresses and things like that, and they clean them and then they resell them to wholesalers. And so it's really a really good business right now because they only sell to businesses. They don't sell individual mattresses. So it's like hundreds of mattresses at a time.
All right.
So I mean, it's a really good business right now, and they sell to the whole Southeast. So it's not just Georgia, but I don't know. Hopefully in 5 years, I have a family, and I don't know. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. That's the ultimate goal. I want to have my career first, but then I want to stay at home with my family.
So you're doing all of this to hopefully one day be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, I mean, they can be learning lessons for my kids.
Yeah, I can understand that. So I don't know if I missed when you said this. Where's your boyfriend? Where does he live now?
He lives in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
The Atlanta area, like Roswell, Atlanta.
Okay. So would you be okay with moving up there? Because that is something else.
I mean, it's a suburb. It's not as bad as downtown Atlanta or anything like that. And I'm from literally the town I grew up in is 3,000 people max, and the county was 7,000 people. So I came from a close-knit community, and it's just, I lived in a 45-minute radius my entire life, and it's just weird. And I guess going down to Orlando would be a stepping stone to being able to do that. But I can't even, my mom won't let me drive to Atlanta right now.
Well, that's a whole other thing you gotta get into is how you're gonna get there.
I know.
Drive there. Well, I mean, I've heard we've talked about a good few things, and we've talked about your trajectory, your path to finishing school and what you're gonna do next. Sounds like you got a pretty good plan, a pretty solid plan of what you want to do. I know there's a couple of things that you actually, you still got to work on, figuring out, which path you actually do want to take, considering you do have a couple of options. And you also sound like you have a pretty good idea of what you want to do in your long-term future as well. So I think we've managed to have a pretty good conversation about some of these things, and we've gotten a good information out of this. So next session we'll talk again, and we'll figure out some more about the real Erin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.